The next one I can't really act out because, like, you know.
Let's give it a try.
Well, okay. It's raining in my mind!
It's raining in my mind?
Mm-hmm.
It's raining in my mind. Would this be some type of, are we back in the mental health space?
Yes.
Okay.
Uh-huh, that's
Okay.
good. And then?
A doctor.
Yes.
Yes.
This is too easy. So,
psychiatrist?
No, we're good.
Okay, we
No,
got
we're
it.
good. We got
All
it.
right.
So the next guest, good friend of mine, Andy Lee. He's a doctor, but on the side, his whole, like, built a whole brand and specialty to try to tackle mental health on top of being a regular doctor. And just a really nice guy. He also bought me a pair of running shoes, free, you know, it's kind of like that. So my feet were hurting and bought me a new pair of running shoes.
He swagged you up. That's very nice.
Yeah, and then by the way, they're really like comfortable, but they're like big. They look like moonwalks because they're all white. Like, you know what I mean? They look like, but they're the most comfortable shoe. But
Are they meant to be like an ankle weight for exercise,
the
or
thing
they're
is,
just a big
they're
comfortable
meant
clown
to,
shoe?
what happens is, like, it's meant to have extra cushion because when I was running, I just kept pulling my quad, all muscle and everything sometimes, you know, stuff like that. You know, we talked about that.
Oh, I totally get it.
Yeah, and so, but the thing is, compared to my other shoes, they're like this big. So people think I'm like walking in space, but they're like the most comfortable thing. It's like pillows, and he got me that. And I like when people give me gifts.
You just
like,
answered the question. Is it more, I've given you more gifts than you realize, you just don't want to take them. But the one thing I'll share with you is you've answered a question, is it better to look good or feel good? And for you, it's better to feel good. That's a compliment to you.
You got to look good, too.
I know, but you're valuing
I just like walking on pillows.
I got it.
You know, like when I cuddle with you, it feels like I'm cuddling with a pillow.
I understand. Cuddling's a theme for tonight. I understand.
It is as well. That's why we're bringing him in, and then he can check you out, and he can check out my mental health, and everybody wins. So please welcome Dr. Andy Lee.
Dr. Andy Lee.
Hi, Vince. Nice to meet you.
What a pleasure.
First of all, what do you think of his suit?
I think he looks excellent.
That color is
I
a little
love the
weird.
whole salad.
Thank
I
you.
love everything he did. He's got the shoes, the tie, the
Brand
suit.
new shoes.
I love everything he did.
The tie is great. The J.C.
you.
Fox tie. That's a beautiful tie.
I like the whole thing.
The suit, the color
There's
is
nothing I don't like about it. I think he looks
Thank you.
smashing and original.
fine. Okay, fine.
Hey, Vince. How are you? I love
Pleasure.
your
Nice
films.
to see you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm a doctor. I'm deeply involved in mental health. Laughter, I believe, is the best form of medicine. As one of the funniest actors around, what's the process you use to get laughs?
What is the process I use to get laughs? You know, I was fortunate because I was kind of my family. We would laugh at stuff. You didn't take yourself too seriously. I think it's you know, kind of a nice thing sometimes if you can look at situations and see the comedy in it. And there's a fine line, I think, between something that really can make you feel upset that you cared about and then also kind of laugh at it or ourselves and what our expectations were in it. So, you know, I really like to laugh about everyday normal experiences that we all go through and just take a perspective on it because I think it's a shared thing where more often than not you kind of find yourself not always how you first visioned it going or hoping that it went. So I always think that comedy is sometimes an overcommitment to the absurd. You know, you can laugh very hard at, you know, whether it's dating or a relationship, or, and it, you know, it's the old thing with time. Sometimes it takes some time, but
Sure.
it is nice to look back and see the humor in it. How about yourself? What's your process with people of finding the comedy in situations?
Yeah, I think it's about, first of all, getting a connection with somebody. And I think sometimes, you know, as an icebreaker, being witty and just noticing something, as you say, about them or a situation and making a joke out of it can be a great icebreaker. And I think just starting with that and then see where it goes from there.
Yeah, being playful, having a
Yeah.
jovial attitude is
Absolutely.
fun to be around.
Absolutely.
I absolutely agree with you.
Yeah.
Agree with you. Anything else going on with you, Doctor? How do
yeah.
you deal with something if someone tries to be funny or you try to be funny and it's not working with the other person? Does it take you a second to assess the information, or do you come kind of like, this is what I do and I'm not really filtering it?
Yeah, I think, no, like I always try that as well. And sometimes it doesn't work out,
Sure.
you know, it falls flat. But I think it's how you recover.
But
And-
sometimes,
and-
too, it's like just trying feels good because
Yeah.
someone's trying to be playful and keep it fun. Yeah, I agree with you.
And so, you know, just trying, you know, and if you get it wrong, just, you know, own up to it. Because I think, you know, having that vulnerability and honesty, that can be also a nice breaker too.
Sometimes if a joke doesn't land and you kind of own it, that can be fun as well.
Absolutely.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Have you got another question for me, or can I ask you another question?
You can ask me another question, sure.
Okay, we have something in common because we both have ADHD. I would love to find out if that affected you as you grew up.
Yeah, you know, that's something that I kind of look at it differently now. When I was younger, if you didn't sit still in class, you know, when you were young, it was new. It was a new concept. But, you know, my parents never went to preschool. And, you know, kindergarten's a German word, came from Prussia, but we didn't really have that either prior to my generation. So there was something with putting young kids for the first time in these schools with these expectations where it was just hard to focus and sit that long. And then there started to be these labelings and evaluations of things. And sometimes I think that is kind of overselling it in so much as no two people learn exactly the same. And it's like Einstein said, if you have a fish climb a pole, he's an idiot. If you have him swim, he's a genius. So figure out how you learn and do it that way. As time has gone on, there seemingly is more so of, no, this is the way you have to do math, or this is the way you have to, they've gotten rid of phonics in some places. And there's always more than one way to the waterfall. And so really the journey of learning is, you know, it's kind of off-road discovery. You kind of play around. No two actors memorize their lines the same way. You just have to play around and see how you feel about it. And I'm trepidatious about labeling someone. It's powerful sometimes in young minds to put something in someone's mind when really they have gifts a lot of times in other areas, or they just might not learn the way that you're teaching them. So I really think we've kind of overanalyzed some of this, and not trying to figure out how a kid learns, not trying to, you know, create an experience where kids are making adjustments, but the idea that you're going to, you know, put someone in a category and treat them as if there's something wrong with them, I think is more destructive than helpful.
Sure, I absolutely agree. Yeah. That's great. Thank you very much.
I appreciate you.
Cheers.
Thank you so much. I think your suit looks fabulous.
Vince, I don't know what was more awkward, the jokes or the suit.
No, the jokes were good and the suit were good. He's a lovely man. He's very genuine.
He's very lovely, but
I liked
you know what
everything
happens when
about
left brainers trying to be funny? They're not
No,
funny.
no, he was funny.
He shouldn't be funny.
He was funny,
'Cause that's
and
not
he
what he
was
does.
laughing.
His job is to save lives, not to be funny. My job is to be funny.
I thought he was funny.
You thought he was funny because you're being nice.
Did you guys think he was funny? Yes, he was charming.
Okay, let's do a
He
vote.
was enjoyable.